We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Tonight, we wrap up the first 13 weeks of the season with a good Monday nighter between the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, set.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there at holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Faking the handoff. Howell. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. First and 10, Taylor now. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Back to Taylor on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Taylor. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Howell trying to pick it up on third. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And outbounds right around the 20. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on third down. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. They'll go option to the short side. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Sam Howell taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Colts will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick-6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You let them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick-6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner,
gets through and now an opening. And all the way down to the 9. 87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Great run there, but it looked like they were going to have him for the stop. He was able to push through. They didn't wrap up defensively.
No, they didn't. All credit to the runner for making it happen, breaking through some contact and going a long way. But the defensive guys, when they watch this on tape, they're not going to be real happy with themselves. They had a great opportunity that they let slip through their hands.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
These two teams all tied after one. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Brian Robinson Jr., his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, here's Tua. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 41.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You bring back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while. You have awareness, and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an
for different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many
syllable word.
syllables. Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. There he goes, right side. The 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Colts are once again back in front. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
Now think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Little bootleg here. Howell. He'll buy some time right. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand.
Here we go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
From his own end zone, Tagovailoa, 3rd and long. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call.
Ready.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Dolphins sit 6 and 5 now on the year. And they come on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one. Just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll go play action. Howell. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Howell, he'll look to throw it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point safely through. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Tua. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Ingram holds it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. The QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Howell down to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 32 on the play. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Third and 1. Howell's going to throw it. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Deebo Samuel from 10 yards out. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. It's caught inside the... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Goodness, nobody wanting to hold on to that football. 2 fumbles, one by each team on the same play. Not something you see every week.
No, not at all.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, It does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Off play action. It's Howell. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua, he'll complete this one to Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Tua now on first down. And now here is another interception. And the Colts force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Caught on the right side by Jones. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now Howell. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand. And the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the 3rd quarter. And it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Running left, Taylor. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. 3rd and long, here's Howell. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jerome Baker. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Christian Watson, 39 yards. And the Dolphins take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They motion the running back out left. The two are going to try and throw for it. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game, the interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football. Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off. 181 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
This time they'll throw it with Howell. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You know it's not an easy job to go and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball around. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing on third down here. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by David Moore. And the Colts are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. To the right side, this is Taylor. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 201 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. They run once more with Taylor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Powell. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it will be a 3rd and 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and trying to work his way back across the field. He probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Evan Ingram from 8 yards out. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. From the gun, it's Tua. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Firing quickly, but It's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. CD, this is the ideal situation, the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock, with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory.